I already messed up. All right, you ready?
I messed up?
You ready?
My pinky's out.
Okay.
Boop,
There we go.
boop.
Ah, we'll practice. There you go.
Ready to chat?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Trey, I am going to use this opportunity as a way to kind of introduce you to Grizz Nation. Obviously not as a player, like they've seen you, but more as a person. So we're going to dive in. I hope you're prepared to talk about yourself.
Let's do it.
Okay. The way that I want to start is like so, I hope it doesn't seem surface level.
Yeah.
But the only way to look at you before you meet you is your Instagram.
Yeah.
So I go on your Instagram, I'm like scrolling through, and one of your most recent posts is the caption I really liked.
Okay.
So we're gonna dive into it.
Okay.
Okay. So the caption that you put was doing stuff that my 10-year-old self couldn't believe, and my 80-year-old self is gonna look back on and smile.
Yeah.
Really cute, right?
Yeah.
Adorable. But I want to dive in. If your 10-year-old self saw you right now, what would he think?
He would be amazed that I made it this far, but I'm actually playing here, you know? It's one thing to be in the NBA. It's nothing to play in the NBA, you know? A lot of guys get to play, but I've started 4 or 5 games, and he'll be proud.
You talked, like I've seen interviews of you and I've read articles now, and you talked about like being outside, like shooting with your mom growing up.
Yeah.
Like, is it crazy to reflect on all those hours you were outside as a kid and, you know, then high school and college and like all of that has led up to playing in the NBA?
It's been like surreal, to be honest. Looking back, I'm like, yo, I used to just do this for fun and for free. Now y'all pay me to do it, and it's like everything I prayed for is coming to pass, and it's just amazing.
What do your parents think?
My mom and dad are just so proud of me. They were just like, because I was gonna quit basketball like 2 years ago, and my mom and dad were like, whatever you do, we'll support you, and we'll probably no matter what. And to see me just fight through and keep going, they're just so excited. They want to come to every single game.
Okay, well now I have 2 different questions.
Go ahead.
Why did you want to quit?
I didn't love it anymore. It wasn't fun. I played because I was tall, you know, I was big body. I was like, let me just play. Pay for my degree. I kind of just fell out of love for it, you know. And then through some ups and downs, I found a love again and went back to working out a little harder. Look at me now.
So, okay. 2 years ago, what was the point where you like wake up one day and you're like, I'm burnt out. Like, I just don't love it.
Yeah, so I lost my grandparents to COVID. And then after that, I was like, I'm just here, just playing ball. I don't really care that much. I wasn't trying in practice. I wasn't trying in games. And then it was like, hey, something clicked. Like, maybe last summer, think about it. Like, hey, just give it your all one more time and see what happens.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
I'm so sorry. How do you, I know you're saying like you just woke up and it clicked.
Yeah.
And that may be very accurate, but if we dig deeper, like how did you fall back in love with it? I think that's a very common thing. I don't think it's like uncommon because you've been doing it since you were a kid.
Like
it's every
7,
day.
yeah.
Like if I painted a picture every day since I was 7, I'd get tired of painting.
Facts. Yeah. So what's crazy, like, I was interning for Brassfield and Gloria, a construction company back home.
Mm-hmm.
And I got off work one day at like 5:30, and I prayed about, like, am I going to keep hooping after this last year of college? I had an extra year from COVID years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, God made me 7 foot for a reason. And I remember going out with my buddy one night, and it was probably 12:30 at night, like midnight, late. And we were just playing one-on-one. And just having that joy, just playing with him all night long, I was like, yeah, this is where I grew up.
You're like, it actually is fun.
Yeah, it actually is fun.
It actually is fun. Okay, this may be an obvious thing. I understand why you have the nickname Tall T.
Yeah.
I get it. But like, where did it stem from? I know it stemmed from your height. Who, where, when?
My buddy,
Does
Ryan.
anyone call you that? Or is it just like your
Not really.
Twitter?
It's just like my Twitter handle.
Okay.
Yeah. So growing up, I might have been 3rd grade. My best friend, a guy named Ron Houston, rest in peace. His name was Big Red, and he had like kind of red hair, and he called me Tall T one day jokingly, and it just stuck. Instagram came out like a few months later. We made Instagram accounts. He was Big Red and I was Tall T.
Do you think about him when you go on social media now?
All the time.
Keep Tall T then. It's accurate, I guess, right?
I mean, I'm about 6'10", so hey, I'm kind of tall.
All right, whatever. So from Birmingham, Alabama.
Born and raised.
Born and raised. It's not far from here.
Not.
You did something that I don't want to speak for every pro athlete out there, but a lot of pro athletes would probably love to be able to do and probably will never be able to do, is stay there
Stayed
high
there.
school, college. I know you went away, but you played college there, and then
Yeah.
you came back and played professional basketball there. I don't know if a lot of people know the Pelicans G League affiliate is in Birmingham. How special is that to you?
It's amazing.
It actually is
Look
amazing.
back and think about it, I played each level of basketball in my city. And what's crazy, the best part was just seeing people in the crowd that, like, I grew up with. I remember one game seeing my math teacher there from 9th grade, and she just showed up to see me play. It was like, stuff like that makes it so amazing to go play every night.
Do people love you there when you go back?
Kind of. A little bit.
Okay, I don't know anything about Birmingham, Alabama. Is it small? Like, when you go back, are you like, hey,
No, it's not that small.
it's big?
It's pretty big.
People
Yeah.
know you?
Yeah.
You went back even this past All-Star
I
break,
did.
and you're in the student section at UAB.
Yeah.
People know you there.
Yeah, they definitely do. That's my university, you know?
So what's it like going back now?
It's a different, because like so many people are like, wow, like he's an NBA player now. I'm like, I'm the same kid from college. Different job title, that's all.
Now you have scored your first NBA bucket, though. Only 3.5 hours away from your hometown where you
Yeah.
played forever. Walk me through that moment.
Oh my goodness. So I was nervous, super nervous. Coach was like, just go out there, just trust the work and have fun. And I was out there just playing, and next thing you know, rebound, bucket. And I ran back on defense. I was like, I'm really here. It's not a dream.
That went through your head?
Yeah, I'm really here. Like, it was a timeout, and I was like, I'm really here. I was just amazed to be like, hey, like, I worked so hard for this, prayed so long for this, and just ups and downs, and I'm in the league.
When the rebound actually like comes down, like your nerves go away, right? Like when you're actually
Yeah,
like, playing,
yeah,
it
yeah.
just like takes over.
Facts. But like, what happened was like, once you get out there playing, you can't think about the nerves. You know, there's too much going on. So like, I got the ball and just automatically went up with it, bucket. I said, yeah, this is it. This is it.
If that timeout doesn't happen, when do you think you would have had time to reflect on that?
Probably a free throw or something. Yeah, cause I was just still shocked, like looking around, 20,000 people,
Hearing the cheers.
hearing the cheers. You know, one dude was yelling my name like, "Coach Trey." I was like, that's insane. That's insane.
That is insane. Do you remember talking to me after that game?
I definitely do. Yeah.
So we had like a little scrum in
Mm-hmm.
the locker room after, and then like pull back the curtain. Cameras were done. We put it away. Do you remember like sitting back reflecting, and you're like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I was
Your
in Utah's
teammates are
locker
all
room.
like, hey, you got your first. Are you gonna get the ball?
Yeah.
How cool is that moment? Like, do you think about that
all the time.
Like, I think about that, and it wasn't my bucket.
All the time. I'm like, that was the start. I'm not to everything, but that's like, it's a big moment. Like, so many guys wish for that moment. Just get one bucket. And I got it, and I was like, whoa. This is it. This isn't 2K. This isn't a video game. This isn't a dream. This is real life. I'm getting buckets in the NBA.
Yeah, and I think it means more because of when you look back at your journey, and we're going to get into your journey here, obviously, but it was so non-linear.
Yeah.
And I guess we can just like let people know quickly. In your senior year of high school, you averaged 19 and 15, which is
Yeah.
and 5 blocks, which
Yeah.
is outrageous.
Yeah.
Right? Like outrageous.
Yeah, I was getting to it.
Yeah. Then a knee injury in your senior year.
Yeah.
You head off to college, and you go from being this 19 and 15 and 5 guy, like the man, to like not playing a whole lot.
Yeah.
Mentally, what toll did that take on you?
It was a lot, to be honest. Because in your mind, you're still that player. You're still
Of course.
a double-double guy. But in actuality, you're not. I didn't have the same lifts. I didn't have the same speed. And then also the game got faster. Guys got better. So it was like thinking like, hey, you're still there and you're not. It's kind of humbling to realize that, hey, like, maybe you're not that good. Maybe it's the people you were playing, to be honest. And just having that moment for actually like 2 years took a lot on me, but I persevered.
You sure did.
Yeah.
You had talked about like looking back and being maybe I should have redshirted that year.
Yeah.
Why?
I thought I wasn't completely healthy. I wasn't mature enough. I wasn't mentally just ready to go out there and just play, you know. But looking back on it, I mean, I'm glad I did it. Just because I learned so much in, like, just being patient. Sometimes if you rush your blessing, you'll miss out on some things. I think I rushed some things that year, but I learned a lot. Sometimes you have to learn through failure.
What did you learn?
That it's okay not to be the best all the time. You want to be the best. Strive to be the best. That's the goal. But you're not going to always start as the best. So work your way up. And I walked in with the mindset of, hey, I'm better than everybody here. And I got humbled very quickly that I was not. And learned that made a difference.
Does that happen again? And we're going to go to UAB. We're going to talk about your successes too, don't worry. But does that happen again when you enter like the next stage? Like you enter the G League and then you enter the NBA. Like everyone in the NBA, and I think that's a misconception with fans.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, that 15th guy on the bench, like he sucks. Like I could be. No, you couldn't.
No, you couldn't.
Like that guy on the end of the bench.
They're legit.
Yeah, and they averaged.
Yeah.
Double.
20,
That's what I'm saying.
Fact.
So everyone is the man. You come in, and you're obviously proving yourself up. You're proving yourself to get on a roster. You're proving yourself to make a team.
Yeah.
Do you get humbled again, or is it like I'm here and I'm like ready to work to move up?
I knew then I'm here now. I understand my positioning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm fighting my way for a spot. So I don't come in with the mindset of, hey, like, oh, I'm better than everybody in the room. Because I know, like, actually I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I can't work to get there one day. But as of right now, today, I'm not the best player on the roster. And that's okay. But the mindset is, hey, keep going. Don't stop. Don't get comfortable just because you're in the NBA now. Try to go be the best. Try to be the best rebounder, the best shot blocker, and just see where it takes you.
Do you think that experience helped you?
Oh, 1,000%.
Like understand that?
I'm glad I learned it when I was 18 and not 24. Because you can fail a little more at 18 and it won't cost you as much when you're 24.
Okay, now I want to talk about some of the good things. So you transfer to UAB in your, where I'm from, we just do 1, 2, 3 years. Your junior year.
Yeah.
Okay, it takes me a minute. And then big success.
Yeah.
25 or more minutes. You're averaging close to a double-double every single year you're there. You said 3 years because you had that extra COVID year. What was it about UAB that helped you thrive?
Just the distractions. You know, at Clemson, I was having a good time, as you could say. I went home and kind of just refocused. You know, I did lose my grandparents that last year, so it was rough for me. But kind of just fighting through that and just being focused in my work, you know, getting my degree, being focused on Christ and just trying to get better. It's just the days got to stacking. And you look back and now you're winning a championship. Or, you know, in the NIT championship, like, hey, it's paying off.
What was that like?
Winning the championship was amazing. I remember the confetti, the blue and red confetti coming down. It was like, we won one for the city. And I was just in awe the whole day.
And that's your city.
Yeah.
Like that's the crazier part, right? Like,
facts.
because you grew up there and played every level there to win something for your city.
Yeah.
I know everyone, like you come to Memphis, an example, and like you're repping Memphis and you always will.
Facts.
But like that's your city.
I went home and like our year we won is in the rafters. So it's just crazy to see that.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
What would you say? Because you brought it up again. You know, like that last year, you're dealing with so much personal stuff.
Yeah.
What would you say to fans who? Because this happened, and obviously to a different level, but when KD came out, you know, and someone called him the B word, he's like, I'm a human being.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of times people realize that college athletes, professional athletes, like,
We're people.
and sometimes if you have a crappy game, like you have stuff going on back home, you obviously had a lot going on. What do you say to fans to remind them?
I'm just like you at the end of the day. I put my pants on one leg at a time. I'm going to eat breakfast in the morning. I'm going to work out. My job title is different. It doesn't make me different. So just, if I have an off day, I'm going to bounce back.
Period.
Yeah.
We're all going to bounce back. UAB, how to prepare you for the next step?
My coach, Andy Kennedy, I love him to death. But he was a character. He taught me so much in so many ways, just as in being a man and just being a better basketball player and just my approach every day. The biggest thing he taught me was don't compare yourself to anybody. I was always big on seeing other people's journeys and trying to see what they were doing. AK was like, you're going to lose your joy doing that. Worry about your...
You did for a second.
I definitely did. He was like, worry about your story, and the rest will be fine. So once you start comparing journeys, you'll never be happy. Even like right now, like if I compare my story to JJ's, I'm like, well, I could be JJ and I would be upset. But for my friend back home who's not where I'm at, I'm winning. But if I just focus on Trey and where Trey's at, life was good. You know, I'm happy because like I'm doing good for myself, you know, not doing good for somebody else. And it's just, he taught me that, and that changed my whole mindset on a lot of things in life, not just basketball.
I think comparing yourself to people is a dangerous game too, because we're comparing what we think we know.
Yeah.
Someone could be comparing themselves to you right now and think that it was an easy path all the way.
Facts.
You know what I mean? They could be like, oh, you had a knee injury, okay.
Yeah.
But you never know.
You never know.
People put out what they want to put out.
Yeah. Like Instagram, I show you what I want to show you, you know? I'm not going to show you my bad days. So I'm like, forget this practice. I don't want to show up. I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to show you the days where I had a double-double or everything went right and we won 12 games in a row. I'm not going to show you the coach is spazzing on me. That doesn't work that way.
I think that's a lesson that obviously people like at our age can learn, but
Yeah.
the younger people too, because they're like, they grew up with Instagram
Social
and Twitter
media,
and social
yeah.
media. And I think that's a dangerous game to play, but
Definitely
I'm glad
is.
you brought it up. Let's talk about Memphis now.
Okay.
I think another misconception that people could have is like the ins and outs of the CBA. Like you can't come in and play 50 games,
No.
which I think like if you just have like an outside knowledge of how the NBA works, a two-way can come play
Yeah.
a certain amount of games. You are eligible for less amount of games than there is to play,
Facts.
right? So coming in and out and knowing there's a spot for you and playing really well in the spots that you get and then not playing sometimes, how do you stay prepared for games?
You just keep working. You know, you never know when coaches are going to text you that morning and say, hey, you're going to play. And you just keep working. And no matter when it comes, the work going to show. If you just stay ready, you won't be nervous about when the time comes. You know, I remember my first game I started, I didn't play the game before. Like, coach, I had a DNP, coach's decision. And the next day, coach was like, hey, you're going to start. And I kind of looked at him like, I'm going to start? Me? And he was like, yeah, you're going to start. I'm like, cool, whatever. But, like, the work going to show. Like, you trust the work and go out and just have fun, you'll be all right.
So starting your first NBA game,
Yeah.
when do the nerves stop?
After jump ball.
You're lining up for tip-off.
Yes, and I'm nervous. We played in Boston Garden. Boston's already insane as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they're calling out my name, and I'm amazed by that. I go line up, and it's Jason Tatum, Chris Porzingis, and Al Horford all in front of me. I'm like, this is legit. I'm really about to start this game. And, like, the ball goes up, and I'm still kind of shook. I missed jump. And then once the game is gone, you just calm down. It's just basketball at the end of the day.
And then after the game?
Oh, you're lit. You're watching film, like, that's me.
Does it take a while for you to, like, chill out after games now, too?
Oh, for sure. Even when I was in, like, college, like, no, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to be up for 2 hours just thinking about the game. Yeah.
Okay. I would have to, like, this is different, obviously,
Yeah.
but after my college games, I would have to take, like, sleep drinks.
Really?
Like,
You know, some sleep is great.
I love some sleep. That's only in America,
Yeah.
but I love it.
Yeah.
Speaking of starting lineups, you were part of the 32nd different starting lineup this season
Really?
with the Grizzlies when you started against the Bucks right before All-Star with Jordan Goodwin, Zaire Williams, Vince Williams Jr., Santi Aldama, and got the win right before
Yeah.
All-Star. Is it difficult being tasked to have chemistry?
It's insanely difficult, to be honest, because it's just part of playing basketball is just knowing who you're out there with. And I've seen a lot of those guys play. I watch them on TV, but being out there with them is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know your tendencies. They don't know how you act. And just having to just adjust to that. And the fact we got that win is nothing but a miracle, to be honest. We came out there with the mindset of, hey, just play our butts off, and whatever happens, happens. We'll live with the results. And we did that, you know. You just trust guys to do their job, you do your job, and the rest will fall in line.
Where do you fit in with this team?
I think I'm just the energy guy that they need here, you know, just and that enforcer. I'm not. They don't need me to score 20 points here. They don't need me to be the superstar. They need me to be a dog. I smile off the court, on the court. I have to be that dog. I have to go out there and hit everybody in the chest. I have to go take all the fights. I have to go get every rebound, block every shot. If I need a hard foul, they're gonna call me, go get it. And that's just how it is.
I have read a lot of articles or watched podcasts about you when you talk about your physicality.
Yeah.
I can see you're a big dude, but like has like that physical nature been a part of your game from the jump?
Not really. The year that I was talking about like giving up basketball, I was I was physical but not as physical. And my coach told me that, hey, he said, if you want to be great at this game, just be the baddest guy out there at all times. You don't have to be the best scorer. The best scorer won't always get paid the most. To be the baddest guy out there. And I was like, I try it out. And I went out there first few games, literally just knocking folks out. And it worked. You kind of put this fear in people, like, hey, he's going to hit me every time. And it might not be a possession where he gets the rebound, but I'm going to feel this, take an ice bath after because he's just bothering me. And that just stuck with me.
Is there anyone you model after, physicality-wise?
What's crazy is Steven Adams, you know. I've watched Steven Adams since OKC days.
I saw you take a picture with
I
him.
did.
Where was that?
It was in New York.
Okay.
It was in New York. I saw him in New York.
I was confused where that was.
Yeah, so that was dope. What's crazy, I saw him and walked by. I was like, let me ask for a picture. Might as well. Well, yeah, it was dope.
Okay, I'm going to end this with, a fill in the blank. Because we started with an Instagram caption.
Yeah.
And you're obviously good with words. You didn't make that up. You saw
No, I
that
made that
somewhere,
up. I made that one up. I promise you I did. I made that one up.
right? Okay, that's cool. Okay, from shooting outside with your mom as a kid So starting in the NBA.
Start.
Your NBA journey thus far has been?
A blessing.
I like that. I like a blessing.
Yeah.
Only up from here.
Only up from here. It's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning.
I'm just getting warmed up.
It's just, bars. Trey, thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much.
Everyone back home, if you're watching this, make sure you're subscribed to the Memphis Grizzlies YouTube channel for more of these podcasts and more behind-the-scenes footage.